Live.
Live, but no one has a. There we go.
Yeah, nobody can hear you, Kelsey. Welcome to the Lake Studio Theater. We are on location in Williams Lake. My name's Todd Sullivan.
Kelsey Bell.
And we've got quite a group of people here with us today. We're just going to pass the microphone around and let everyone introduce themselves. We'll start. Yes, and your role, please.
I'm Sharon Hoffman, and I am your fairy godmother.
I'm Aidan Duggan, and I am the king.
I'm Brian Johns, and I am Prince.
I'm Kirsten Lyons, and I'm Cinderella.
I'm Marina Kamsel, and I played Joy, one of the wicked stepsisters.
I'm Helen Jones, and I play Portia, the other stepsister.
And I think the director has just arrived.
Perfect timing.
Hello, Sandy. And in case you didn't catch that from the names in the cast, we're talking of Cinderella by Rogers and Hammerstein.
Tell the audience where we are.
Yes.
Williams Lake?
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't listening, sorry. We're in Williams Lake.
A quality I appreciate having in a co-host is one who doesn't listen when I'm talking. So let's start with how did you guys get involved with this particular show? Who wants to start?
I'll start. I love music, and I love doing musicals, and so the opportunity came up to do Cinderella. So I thought, yeah, I'm in. Want to do Cinderella? Want to do a musical?
Awesome. And now that we have, Sandy, you're here. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Sandy Alaric, and I'm the director of Cinderella. I've never.
Yeah, okay.
Although I'm going to ask, because I want to know how it was that, how did you land on?
So. A lot. And a very good, what I think, rather, but and because of those people that were available, part of the reason too. But yeah, I'll blame it on my 7-year-old granddaughter.
You say it's a Christmas. Is that just because you mean it's coming out around Christmas notes in the production itself? No, there's no.
We're actually, with all the flowers and everything, it's going to be set more in the spring, early summer. But because it is a youth play, and we're doing the two towards, so it's not a school evening for them to be coming out. So yeah, it's just feel good, lighthearted. Everybody goes home hopefully with a smile on their face and feeling good about the Christmas season coming up.
And was there? Because I'm sure there must be multiple. Was there a particular reason that you wanted to do in general or specific?
When I saw the Rogers, it had Julie Andrews. Had to be done. Julie Andrews tells stories, but I mean, you're right. There are so many not film versions. Seeing Porter playing the fairy god, we didn't. Very, very good female fairy godmother, flamboyant as. There's bad and indifferently done. Hammerstein, I think that needed to be said in the production. So.
When you have a casting call, what quality cast? What kind
Adapt whatever you see, your first very cursory read through the script, the audition process, but what they can do with the first read. If I say, okay, could you? They will. And sometimes something that's polar opposite of what's done. Everybody. My part. They all is to see it done 10 times in rehearsal and go, ready to strangle me. I think foremost is that adaptability. Try something different. Fearlessness on, you know. Tune.
There's a to be
I want to know.
told here. Would you care to? Would you be open to sharing it?
So this is my first stage at all. I'd never auditioned for any to audition in the because we're friends. We've been friends since I moved here, and she had mentioned, oh, well, there's going to be they're pitching musicals next season. Oh, they've been approved. So we've got Cinderella happening. Oh, I have to go. I was planning on going to auditions, and you said, okay, I'll go if you go, Helen. So I went.
We went because of each other.
Exactly. Yes. And I mean, I really have no idea what normal theater is like. This is sort of my baseline. So if Sandy says can you try that again but do this? Okay, I need you to fall down a little bit differently this time. Okay, can you say that a little bit more part of what you're whatever
Can you sneeze more dramatically?
Yes. I need you to remember to sneeze on stage but also and okay, sure. So I'm yep, if that's what you're looking for, then great. It's fun being told what to do for once instead of being the one in charge.
Well, Helen is a very dramatic character in the play, and so often Sandy's pushing her and trying to do more and more of these really entertaining things that Helen sells so perfectly on stage. So I think that's why Sandy brought it up.
Well, thank you.
Well, I think one of the things that was amazing, too, my son and I were sitting way up at the top of the seats there during the audition. Helen was just acing everything that we asked her to do during the audition process. And so, we flipped through and got her audition sheet out again. And right under the section that says, experience. Sure. And I said, "Oh, here, no experience." And again, fearless to try anything. And you,
Which the role can be an important characteristic to have. Is there anybody over here? This is maybe one of their.
This is my second. I have probably the only, for how I am on this place. So I did my first play, and it was very tight knit, small cast, adult themed, like more. And this is a large cast. The acting and the whole the king. Like unique aspect of it. Enjoying it because so that would be my yeah. Learn something different. Yeah.
Film industry in theater, but I similar in ways that, like on short film, one job, like an actor, you're wearing multiple hats. And yeah, so everyone kind of you guys learned.
I have been so much. Yeah, Tanis Armstrong has just been amazing with all the costumes. She has her own business, and she uses recycled products or material. And so she taught me how to make pirate poofy shirts. So I think I've made 12 or 13 of them so far. And then can you lots and lots of sewing?
Seinfeld shirt in an episode.
Yes,
Is it like
same
that?
idea.
Okay. You talk.
Interesting you were talking about how you came in to replace. That's actually my studio theater as well. The director role, and for some reason they landed on a guy who had practically no experience with the theater, zero experience on actively want to be on stage. Yeah, they still phone me at like 7 o'clock at night saying like, "Hey, Todd, what are you doing? You want to come and audition for a thing?" I did. I'll share my personal favorite memory from that, which was the moment where I realized I actually liked acting. As a sort of a cast and crew, we went up to the Oliver Street for drinks afterwards, and me and my buddy, we walked through the door. As soon as we walked right there, that had been at the show that night, got up and started ovation. Like, I to this feel.
Every time you go to the
I expect it. Yeah.
where's my red carpet? Because you're the tech guy.
My daughter is.
Oh,
Yeah, of course.
she's saying that the sound keeps
That the
cutting
sound
out.
keeps cutting in and out.
Interesting.
So I don't know if that's just an internet thing or anything.
Oh, because we didn't use the MiFi. MiFi? Wi-Fi? Please stand by.
Unfortunately, we don't know how to put up one of those please stand by things, so you're just going to have. Yeah, we would need a lot of paperwork done before we could do that. Okay, all right. Well,
Blah, blah.
Blah.
it might, if it's an internet issue, this won't fix it, but I've heads up though. We have had issues with some of our streams, like sort of chopping, because we're getting not fantastic cellular connections in some of our locations, and I don't think this area is fantastic either. I know, right? Right. It should be amazing. It looks pretty good. The monitor there, right? Like it's not. It's. Is it or did it?
Again,
Okay. Don't press the red. Though.
there's like a red little mark, and it doesn't go above the red mark.
Yeah, we don't want it to go above the red mark, but we also don't want it like while I'm talking right now. We don't want it to disappear either. It should disappear when I stop talking. But then it should come back as soon as I start talking again. So that means that the audio is getting to the camera, but it may be that the camera is not getting the audio to the internet. It's for the stream, but we are also recording a copy as well. So when it's all said and done, the version that lives and a version of this will be uploaded to TELUS, where it will be on Optic TV for 10 years. That version... what? Are we shocked about something? You're on YouTube right now. This is YouTube live right now. Say hi, universe. It's okay. We currently only have 14 subscribers. So the audience, the potential audience is huge. That's true. Exactly. Those subscribers are going to jump through the roof at this point.
No one likes us. Don't worry.
Okay. You ask a question now.
Why do, woo. Ooh. Oh my God, we're on YouTube. Ah! I made that real for you. So, how do you guys get over your? Do you guys get nervous still before, like, actor here?
Probably me.
Yeah. You still get nervous?
Where? Why am I nervous? So I always hope it doesn't come, and it does give you energy. And I find that getting your first line out, if you get your first line out, nail it, then you can relax a little bit.
Nerve-wracking to not get the reaction that.
No, I don't think so. You know, because we practice an audience or just bother me.
Like for comedians,
Yeah.
I think they would they would get a little sad if there was no one laughing. And
One thing I find when I'm on stage can throw me is if I'm on stage, I'm in the audience, and I know that person was there. Like if I know they're there, I know to expect it. But as soon as I hear a laugh, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that person. A little bit thrown. Does that happen?
Not really for me, but
Anything similar to that, or?
well, if say we're doing certain things get laughs, those get laughs, but then some nights we have a really interesting audience, and then they laugh at things that have never had laughs before. So you kind of have to reel it in. So yeah, every night's different, every audience is different, and they'll laugh at different things or groan at different things. Or some days you'll get laughs at everything, and then one day the audience will just be silent the whole time. We just have to adapt to that and bring up the energy if we're not getting it from the audience in the same way other nights. So
you guys ever performance for the next day if say there was like just a different vibe from the audience, and then the next night do you change it a bit?
kind of we rehearsing. Yeah. I think it evolves as we're performing. Depending on the energy that we're getting. The only changes oh, maybe our volume needs to go up here or whatnot. I think as it comes
Yeah.
between shows, change this unless there's a big issue. It's more organic, yeah. Yeah.
As a director, to evolve once it's on stage, and not always in the way the director wants it to. And when I started here, I always thought like once it's on stage, it's the director's advice. Where you need still to go in and tweak and fiddle, have experience with having to sort of adjust things mid-show.
Learn to let go a bit of control.
Or that too, exactly. Like learning to say, yeah, you have a comment?
Most of this cast has already heard this story, but you know Biddy Jones, yes. My mentor, I would say 99% of what I learned about theater, I learned from her, good, bad, or indifferent. And Biddy habit changing things during performances. I all that closed. She went to the before they went on and said, "Now I really want to change this." She changed the intention. She changed the blocking. She even sat around because she thought it would work better. One closing night, and the cast was absolutely. They just turned to her and said, "No." And she went, "Okay, I asked you if you think you were capable of doing that." And they just, yeah. I told you, I worked with her for years. Yeah, so, I mean, those sorts of things. And a director, and as a director, I sit over the chair if it's full house. Affectionately, the people. And you're looking at, and even on closing night, you're going, really differently, and right to phone call. I think all directors are constantly going, if only I had all over again.
Remind me of Todd right now.
Yeah.
And that's fair. The difference to me, though, between when I watch a show I've done and go like, oh, I've made a mistake there, I'm not going to try to correct my own errors because that time has passed. But if I've given a direction on a thing and an actor has, once the performance started, decided he's going to stray from that and do something he thinks is better, that's where I'll step in and say, no, please stop. Do you want to ask a question? No? Okay. Yeah, please.
Well, the unique thing about around BC is that we do have festivals. So if you have a play that is going to festival and you're like, oh, I wish I could have done it this way, you do have that opportunity after the show is closed to fix those things, revisit, change the set a little bit, change certain scenes or whatnot, so that when you do go to festival with a chance to go to main stage, you can fix those little things that have been bugging you. But yeah, during regular production, we don't really get that opportunity. Yeah.
As director of Cinderella, I promise all of you, and you may pass it on to the rest of the cast, I, Sandy Alaric, will not change things on closing night.
And this is on YouTube now, so you can't go back on your word.
And if you do together, we will be saying no.
No.
And if you try, it's on YouTube now forever. So, yeah, you got it. Didn't think about that, did you?
I have something fun to request. I'm wondering if we can just answer general questions about each other, but as your character. So, like, what's your, ideal date or something like that? As your, oh, you're going red. You're going red. Okay. So.
I mean, if you're Cinderella, it's going to be like, I guess, whoever finds your shoe.
Right? You guys want to do that? Okay. Your fairy godmother is up. Todd, what would you like to ask fairy godmother? Serious. This is serious.
How old are you?
Very.
Like, are we talking? We're hundreds, probably, right?
Yes, in the hundreds, yes.
Yeah, no, I wasn't asking Sharon. I was
I thought you
asking.
were asking Sharon,
No,
yeah.
we're asking. We're talking now. So the fairy godmother is.
Is say 100. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Going on 40. Going on 40.
100? Oh.
And who else do we have here? Cinderella.
Well, actually, what was your worst date?
I've not been.
Yeah.
What's your attachment theory? Do you just not like people?
I'm very kind to everyone, whether or not they are rude to me or push me around. I don't really get, well, if they're kind to me, I'll but I guess.
So then, have you practiced making out on anything in anticipation of a future date? No. I'm sensing a no comment here.
What's your shoe size? You. What is it?
7.5.
Okay, good to know. What's your favorite style of footwear?
Well, when I'm working flat, but otherwise, high heel is nice. Sparkly.
Oh, okay. Very nice. You're not part of the play, so I'm not. Now, these are the. What's wrong with you? Why are you so mean?
Well, pretty well all I want is approval from my mom. And she's quite evil. And approval from her, I have to make her happy by doing evil things to.
Is she evil though, or is she just misunderstood?
I think she. No. I think if you come see the show, you will learn. Yes, she's really quite evil. I think, yeah. So I think that
makes sense.
how I feel about the world. Yes.
It sounds like there's generational trauma happening. Now, do you guys get along?
I think we've got an answer here.
Well, I try to make myself shine with my dazzling intelligence because I'm named after the lawyer from.
What is that? What did you?
I just snort, but I can't snort as well as she does.
I try to dazzle with my intelligence because I'm named after the lawyer from The Merchant of Venice. But things just keep going wrong, and my big sister just doesn't let me have a moment of peace.
I feel the same way.
So we're at each other's throats quite constantly. Yeah.
Our names are very perfect. She's the lawyer in The Merchant. I rarely smile.
Give me your most evil laugh.
I have an evil laugh.
Okay, I need.
I could see that like an evil, global competition.
There's this is rated G. How did you guys meet again?
She just showed up at my birthday party.
She wasn't even invited, eh? Just showed up.
Just showed up, yeah.
She's got stalker girl energy. Is that right?
Could be, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind when she showed up.
Are you into feet?
Not as much as it would appear.
Oh, that's interesting.
It just happens to be the only personal item she left behind was her
Well, it's different than like, toothbrushes at your house and hairbrushes.
That's a little. Dropping off your toothbrush. You're making some
It's
big
official.
assumptions.
Size official?
Pardon?
Are you guys
Prince and Cinderella. Yeah, we are now that we're married.
I mean, it
I don't
doesn't
know.
get much more official than that.
You fell in love, right?
What do you do again? Who are you?
It's my dad.
I'm the king.
Oh, the king.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you're just after forgetting who he is.
Do you like your son?
I love my son.
That's a good dad. How about your daughter-in-law?
She makes him happy, and she especially makes my wife happy. So that's what matters.
Could you elaborate on that, please?
I have to do a lot of happy life in my life. So that's about
You wash the dishes.
No, I have a. I do that.
Oh. How do you make your? I don't understand.
By allowing this ball to happen with my money.
Keyword being money.
I'm very cheap.
Okay. And that's how you have a lot of money, is you're cheap with it. I get it.
I'm cheap because I haven't had a ball in 5 years, but now I have to.
Is it a lot of work to organize a ball, or do you organize the ball?
I do not organize anything.
Are you a lazy king?
Lazy and fat.
Oh. Okay, sorry to hear that. Do they have gym passes available for kings?
I don't think Bowflexes exist yet.
Good answer.
Maybe, yeah.
You should maybe have one of your servants like design something.
Yeah, I should because I can't fit in my pants anymore.
Now, is this an actual the actor is experiencing?
It's all character. You have to see the play.
Okay. Oh, okay. There's a joke about pants. Okay. Pants and shoes and any other clothing related content in the play.
We're very booby in our course, especially me. So it's a constant fight for me to try to keep them. Yeah, that's very much a costume thing. I feel like.
Yeah, fair enough.
I have no idea what boobs are like.
Me neither.
There's a terrific gag where Marina uses her ample bosom as a table, and then there was a bit where I attempt to do the same thing, but I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not equally as endowed.
That's a very good. Was that in the script, or was that something that you?
That was all her.
Yeah.
Marina.
Oh, it was all you.
Kind of in the way, and you're wearing a corset of sorts, and it literally can be a table when we're drinking tea. It sits right on there. It does not go anywhere, but Helen's does. So it was perfect, and we have on stage and bodily yes, exactly, that's right. Bodily humor is hilarious. There you go, yeah.
I have to pee, so I'm going to go.
On YouTube, TELUS may have issues with it. We'll find
I have
out.
to pee is wrong? Come on.
Well, just keep saying it. We'll find out.
Pee.
Don't fall in.
All right. So, I guess I'm questions now. I don't know where to go. So I wanted to find out a little bit. You guys have the rest of the season. Is there anyone who was sort of in a position to speak to that? Or okay, awesome.
So yes, I'm actually the president of the Williamson. Yeah. Yes. So after Cinderella, we have 2 other productions. Usually we have a season of 4, but we actually 2 big musicals this year plus a straight play. So after Cinderella in the very early spring, we actually have Mamma Mia. And then in the later May, we have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So we have a pretty busy, full season, although we only have 3 productions, but they're all really, really
Yeah, 2
awesome.
musicals is big.
And large cast musicals. Yeah. So both, obviously, this one's cast. Mamma Mia is already cast in rehearsals. And then Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde will be auditioning in January. So, yeah. And then that one's actually submitted for our zone festivals for a chance to go to main stage. Right. So, yeah.
Where,
for our zones is we were actually supposed to have 2020, but obvious thing. No. Well, yes. The year before, we had a travel. In our zone that had something to put on, right. And we still wanted to be a part of zone festivals to go to main stage. But this is the first one since COVID that we have had a zone festival with all the other theaters in our zone. It's pretty exciting. Yeah, and then main stage this year is back in Surrey. So they try to go back to the same place more than once in a row. So, yeah.
I had a follow-up question, but I've lost it now. So,
My beauty distracted you.
Yes. So now it's your turn to ask a question then.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything yet.
We're failing to look like professionals. By the way, talking about the rest of the season, and this is the 69th season, which that's exciting. Yeah. That's I did make reference to that in the.
Why is it so exciting? Why is it so exciting?
Well, because it's been so long. Like, how many other theaters have been around, especially independent, like small theater groups have been around for that many years. Like, it seems like, admittedly, probably 70 is going to be like a real exciting year, but 69 is, it's a fun number to say as well for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, when I made my first email address, I made 969. And I didn't understand why it was funny.
But it was because part of you knew eventually the 69th season of the Williams Lake Studio Theater. Yeah. That's
exactly it.
Do you know, does anyone know of anything like kind of exciting planned for the 70th season or?
That's something we are going to have a committee do, but we are planning something big for our 70th anniversary. Yeah, and there's only a very small. Province. Yeah, some of the older ones are.
And I think the reason for that is we're always constantly evolving. Some groups have like a little knot of 6 people and they get older and older and older, and the scripts get older and older and older. And we are constantly having younger people coming in. Like, we have so many kids in Cinderella, and they're amazing kids. So we embrace our young people.
Which, yeah. That's definitely something I've seen in my time at the theater is Williams Lake Studio Theater is great for sort of constantly bringing in new people. Like, if not for that, I wouldn't have even, gotten a start here. So
I was just thinking, like, when I first got involved in the theater, it was back in the early 70s. And we met behind Kolomnica in Portable, which we shared with the Potters Club. And so you'd go for rehearsals, say, in April or May, which can be very warm here, and they had just shut their kiln off. So rehearsing in a sauna in this little tiny portable. And we've had so many evolutions. We had a theater up at the what was the college, Pioneer Log Homes. I remember rehearsing theater when it was the school gym for Glendale, and all there was the proscenium arch. There was no thrust. So we keep on evolving, and I think it was like Sharon. We're not a closed club. I know I heard in years past clubs down on the Lower Mainland. You did sort of an apprenticeship, like for 3 years. You joined the club before you even. For 4 years. So we haven't had that, like people literally walk in off of Mackenzie Avenue and audition, and if they're good for the and if they're not right for the part, it's like, hey, have you ever thought of stage managing? Or have you ever thought of, doing lights or painting, or come out to our set building? And then those people, there's always a part written for some, everybody has a part that's written for themselves, and that's how we suck them in, So,
I mean, and on that sort of subject, does anyone have any particularly favorite memory? Beyond Cinderella, but any of the shows that you guys may have done. Maybe for some people it would just be Cinderella, but just sort of like a favorite memory of your time at the Studio Theater.
I know a lot of you probably do too. The building that Studio Theater is connected to is an old elementary school. My dad was the principal here for 14 years. And so this building is so special because I literally hear all of the theater that children watch, I guess. It's just so special. And the fact that it's still here and we're holding on tight, even though there isn't school at anymore. It's more of a storage space. It's just a really welcoming place, and theater's always been a really situation for people. Talents, come share your. That's interesting on. So it's just such a wonderful, and there's many generations and people who've grown up in Williams Lake who are part of it, but also people who are new to town coming in and being part of that kind of really, really wonderful kind of family is so special. Like I have here are multifaceted. I was in a play when I was here and in high school, but now coming back as an adult, the memories are still here, but it's a little bit different. It's just such a special place, and we're talking nostalgic, absolutely, and we're talking about the 69th anniversary, and I'm excited to see that there's no dip in audience or people wanting to be a part of it or volunteering, so it's just there's a lot of continue being as wonderful as I remember it to be.
Awesome. Anybody else have a favorite memory they want to share or? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My kids are now 40, and when I was in productions with my kids. So I was the Wicked Witch in Wizard of Oz, and I had literally 2 munchkins, and I was Mrs. Cratchit, and my daughter was one of the Tiny Tims, and working. I can't remember what show it was. It'll come to me. But anyways, into making stuff. So he helped me make props for the play that I cannot remember at the time. The Steinbeck one.
Mice and Men?
Mice and Men, yes. Yeah, we're making dead mice together in the kitchen and things like that. Yeah, so my 8-year-old son was helping me.
How do you make that? Or do you just hammer?
Those ones. Fresh, they smell. No, lots of things with little blobs of felt and yeah.
You have a question? I've asked a few.
I'm sorry, I don't know anymore. I'm bashful, and shy.
You're in the wrong job.
Yeah, you're very.
No, I am actually not. I'm really hungry. I just can't think of anything else right now. What?
It's really funny. Usually by the time I'm even just 2 weeks in a production, I'm thinking, and I can't think of one. reality is this may be my last production. And part of me is going, whew, but the biggest part of me is going, no, it's not. So anyway, I am going to audition for the Jekyll and Hyde, but I mean, I know I'm not getting a part, but I've arranged with Tanis that I'm going to get her front of house organized. So there'll always be something. But as far as next production, I might be hungry too, because it's like, I cannot, nothing. I mean, things like Peter Pan and always in the back of my head, I've wanted to do West Side Story. Yeah. Love the music, but too many dancers involved, not enough dancers in town, lots of boys. Now we are cross-gendering, no, that's not the word I want.
West Side Story.
No, in Cinderella. Gender bending, that's the word, thank you. I knew I cast you for a reason, you're my walking dictionary. That we are gender bending in this, and that, you know, we just did not have the boys audition. So we got some of the girls who actually volunteered not to wear the gowns that have been created. And so they're playing our boys. Story can't do that so much.
They've done that on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there may be a chance. But again, the thing is the dancing. But again, that's always been in my back, in the back of my head. But you know, I just have to watch more YouTube and start looking at things. Yeah, particularly. I've never even seen a podcast before, so be gentle with me. It's my first time. Oh, okay. Anyway, yes, I really can't answer your question, but I've just done that for quite some time now. Is that I haven't got anything in the works, but you know, I never say never. So
You're not done yet.
No, I don't think.
Yeah, good. I don't want you to be done. No.
I just realized though that we haven't talked. We've talked a little about Cinderella, but we haven't talked about when it's going to be on stage, because it is coming pretty quick, and people watching this may want to buy tickets. So maybe we can find out when it's on stage, where to get tickets, stuff like that.
Don't we get a poster?
There's
a poster right here.
It might be more interesting to hear somebody actually answer, but but if you want to just show the poster, that's fine.
Can I give you let Kirsten answer that?
Sure, yeah.
She's more.
Okay, well, to get it off our website, boxoffice.wlstudio. And we open next Wednesday, November through December 2nd, and then we on the 3rd Sunday, and then the December 6th on the 10th, and then 13th through 16th. Yeah.
Nice memory.
Well, I've had to write it very many times on our social media. But tickets are going fairly quickly, so if you want to get tickets, you need to get on that. Tickets for adults are $20, $22 for students and seniors, and then the matinees are $20. And if you get them online, there is a $2 charge per ticket. And the ones online, those ones are just $25. To get you need to go to the open book.
Nice.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a collective noise made.
Are you scared?
Is there anyone particularly concerned that wants to? Yeah. Okay. Right?
No, actually, I have no concerns whatsoever. Rehearsals are going on. The set is moving along apace. That we have a production. I was actors and singers in the world in this. So no, I put my hand up, but that was just sort of a reflex reaction. But no, we're ready to go, and I'm happy with everybody. So no, I'm really happy.
What about anyone else? Anyone want to dish some dirt about your terrors about opening night?
There's lots some kind of clarity in exactly what to be done and that it's going. So, because we're going on stage and it'll be.
I have a question now. How do you guys prepare yourselves for your character? How do you get into character?
Actually, that's similar.
I'm not asking you.
Well, I know that, but I just wanted to say that that is similar to something that I was going to ask as well. So I was going to sort of piggyback on your question.
Okay, fine.
Because when I was on stage and I learned this sort of here, everybody has a different way of prepping themselves backstage right before they go on stage.
Push-ups?
Sometimes, yeah. And so I thought maybe to sort of end things off in the same way that we opened up by going around everybody. Let's
character.
not in character, just optionally in character if you want to do it in character, but not necessarily. What is your personal routine to go through to prep yourself before walking out on stage?
In French.
In French, it's not happening.
It's so difficult, Kelsey.
Okay, get that girl to have some faith in herself. I've got to get that girl to stand up for herself and to speak for herself. So,
Yeah, fairy godmother.
I do a lot of deep breathing, and I do really lame dancing to get me in the zone. No, it's just like more like keeping the frenetic energy going and stuff. And I try to do a lot of just letting go of everything in my head and just getting completely out. My mind's normally just racing of just anything, so just letting it completely be gone the second I come through that door, and that nothing else exists beyond what's on stage with your partners, because you owe it to them to do for what they need to do for you and everything, and just kind of exist in the moment.
I'm a super nervous performer, whether I'm singing, whether I'm acting, or whether I'm singing and acting. And dancing. So, but generally, like in a theater context, I'll find my little spot backstage, sit down, follow along with the play in the script. And so I just feel like I'm prepared for whatever part I'm about to perform. I do sometimes do the push-ups just to get that, hopefully work some of that nervous energy out. Yeah.
For me, it's different for every show, depending on the character playing and the show that I'm in. But for musicals and, most shows, I do a lot of the deep breathing, like Aiden said. I do lots of jumping in my own spot. Sometimes I silly and I like hugging people. If people don't want to be near me, that's totally. But then I also run lines in my head. I go through the songs in my head, especially ones that just there's a specific line that I'm like in my head. I think, I'm gonna mess this up, and that's why I run in my head. And I think if I don't run into my head, I'm going to mess it up. But I don't. So no, but again, it's different for every show, and I find different routines with different acting partners and stuff like that. Yeah.
Me, because this is a musical, I'm always worried about my singing voice. I'm always worried about how much phlegm I have in there. So I think that's actually my biggest worry before a show. So I'm definitely trying to get rid of anything that might make my voice sound weird. I always go to the bathroom before. There's always that nervous, and it's uncomfortable when you have to go to the bathroom and you have to be on stage. So always go to the bathroom. So always a good vocal warm-up bathroom, but also I don't like to be by myself too much for a long period before the show, but maybe a little bit quiet for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes before. I think I'd get in my head too much otherwise. But yeah, I think, probably as the overture's going, I'm probably getting a little bit silly because it's exciting and nervous, and we're lucky we're kind of together backstage at the beginning, and so we're always giggling and stuff. So it definitely helps to be together and feeling a similar energy. So
Is it comforting to know that other people are just as scared?
Yes, 100% it is. Yes, absolutely. Well, and it's exciting. We're doing this together, and musicals are so fun. So at least you're getting into that, like, we're about to give the audience a whole bunch of energy, and it's there. We have it. So we're going to go on stage and share it. Cool. So, yeah.
I think something you kind of touched on a little bit is that we're together as stepsisters, like the whole show essentially. Yes. So that is comforting for me, given no idea what I'm doing. But like, just so I don't really have to be alone with my thoughts at any point. I just I get to share in my kind of manic, what's happening with Marina, which is fantastic. I don't know. I felt like as soon as we got costumes on, I was like, oh, now it begins. Now I'm like, now I can, and like we're in corsets the whole time. So like there's a literally a ruler in the front. So I have posture the whole time. And that's like, oh, suddenly I can't just slouch in my chair. That act of having to be with good posture had made like a shift in my brain. So like, I don't know, I'm kind of figuring it out still, but like, yeah, definitely feeling the frenetic energy and getting to be silly when the overture is playing and we're just standing around and like bopping our heads and being silly for like the first 10 minutes that's helpful, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think true what you said about the costume is that like, yeah, you never really feel completely the character and moving in the clothes and seeing how they make you feel. Yeah.
Makeup and hair too. Once you get that on, you're like fully in your mask. So
Yeah.
Posture too. I find the posture is just like Helen mentioned the course. Oh, I'm in a different era. Like I'm holding myself different. I look a little more confident because boy, do we act confident on stage, even though we aren't.
That TV tray. That TV tray of yours, that's the confidence.
That's right. That's right. I lead with that. Choice.
And Sandy, you're obviously not going to be doing any backstage prep. So like, what is your routine on an opening night when you know an audience is going to see a show for the first time?
Mostly it's just I stay out of the way. You know, it's at about this stage that more and more, I don't want to use the word control, but functioning of the play is turned over to we've got 2 stage managers. And so more and more, I have to turn more and more of that over to the stage managers. Because my job is done by dress rehearsal. I have no purpose in the play anymore other than that I have a name. It's like baby out of the nest. Oh, fly. But you can't help worrying about them. Other than that, between when the curtain actually goes up to the back happening before that, my job is that I lead we always do circle before a performance, vocal warm-ups, which I do. Just the general pep talk, which is so very seldom needed, but it makes me feel better. And so that's it. It's just stay out of the way, you know. Although this time I am going to be helping with a bit of makeup and hair, which is something I've never done before, and it's absolute death. You know, I usually tell a cast, if you see me backstage, you have the right to scruff of the neck and boot me out, but I will be. So it's going to be hard not to go, you know, and in scene such and such, I would really like you to, and you know, but...
So you found a way to sneak yourself backstage.
I did. Yeah, I've never done it before, so it's taken me 50 plus years, and I finally figured out how to do it. I'll help with makeup.
You get to change lanes, though, right? That's the beauty of theaters. You know, people say stay in your own lane. It's like, but here you can change.
You can have multiple lanes. Yeah.
Yes, I have created a lane for myself, you know. So, yeah, and it's not one that I would normally do. I've never done it before. I've always stayed backstage, you know, or away from backstage. So I've stayed backstage. So.
Bye. I think we're done.
Well, I think we might need maybe 2 or 3 more minutes.
Okay.
So hang on.
Not quite done
Take
yet.
the mic. I'm going to go look at the time on the lights.
Great.
No, I'm kidding.
See, he's
30 seconds, guys.
Do you want to say hello to your daughter?
Hi, Megan. Hi, Alina. Anyone else?
With this time left, I'm not worried.
You want to say hi to your parents?
Sure. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Thanks for being on a stream with us last night. It was weird and fun.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. I'll see you soon because I live with you.
Anybody else got it?
Hi, Dad. I can't wait for you to come see the show.
All the way from the
All the way from Nanaimo.
very exciting.
Yes.
Anyone else have final messages for anybody? Okay. Okay. Everybody else, they don't care about their parents, I guess. So. Subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Cinderella.
Yes. And thanks everyone here for coming and hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.